Coming up at 6, the Attorney General's office is warning about a new high-tech scam involving cell phones and what is being done to help save rural grocery stores from disappearing in the state. Plus, fair season has officially arrived, and we've got all the sights and sounds coming up.
Putting North Dakota first. KX News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Lauren Culber. Thanks for watching KX News. In tonight's top story, another scam is making the rounds, and if you're not careful, you may fall victim. It's called neighbor spoofing, and here's how it works. You'll get a call from a number you recognize, most likely a family member or neighbor. They'll sound rushed or in a panic and ask you to send them money or gift cards. The scammer on the other end sounds so distressed that the victim typically falls for the scam because they don't take the time to ask proper questions to bust the scam. We talked with the Attorney General's office, and they tell us the scammers are getting smarter by the day.
They have researched the victim on Facebook through other social media, and so now they're kind of familiar with the background. And if that Facebook account is hacked, for instance, they can pretend to be that friend that's in trouble someplace.
And you're reminded that if anything sounds out of the ordinary on the call, you're urged to hang up and can call the person back to confirm or just call police. North Dakota's rural grocery stores are in such a distressed state. Lawmakers are studying ways to help them out. The North Dakota Association of Rural Electric Cooperatives says nearly a half-dozen stores across the state are up for sale and nearly a dozen are in trouble. In response, lawmakers will study how to improve getting food to rural areas. The study says that 15% of grocery stores in towns with fewer than 2,100 people have closed since 2013, and a considerable number of the state's population drives more than 10 miles to reach a grocery store.
If I'm not a gallon of milk or some bread or something like that, I don't want to drive 23 miles one way to get that. I can just walk down here, drive down and get it, go home. If this store is gone, it's going to be a pain on all of us.
And the owner of that store tells KX News she can't even order bread directly anymore and has to order and pick it up at a store over 10 miles away. We're going to have more on this story at 10. Concrete work has stopped at the site of a major construction site near Williston. A shortage of a key material has halted the process. Jim Olson reports from the new XWA, the Williston Basin International Airport.
This is the full length of the runway, so it's 7,500 feet. By 150 feet wide.
The problem is the concrete you see on the runway is only about 5 inches deep. It needs to have another 13 inches added. And the supply of a critical ingredient in the concrete, the cement, has run dry.
Right now we're working through several alternatives to try to get that material to Williston so that they can continue paving.
The cement is stranded because of flooding that shut down rail traffic in parts of the U.S. That sparked frantic activity for Williston officials trying to find a way to get the cement here or coming up with an alternative concrete mixture to finish the work. But that would bring problems too.
There's a pretty stringent FAA testing process, and it takes a minimum of 28 days to go through the testing of the mixing of that aggregate and the cement materials to make sure it meets their criteria.
Dudas says the hope remains that they'll find a way to get the cement delivered, and if they do, the work can resume in a hurry.
This concrete base that we're standing on right now was done in less than 5 days. So once they're able to get the material on site, they can really move quickly.
Meanwhile, a small army of workers continues to build the massive new terminal and many other buildings and ramps that are needed to make up the new XWA.
We have about 350 people on site at any given moment. About 150 of those are in the commercial terminal alone.
Bottom line is, if they can find a fix for the cement issue in the next little while, they're still on track to opening up this brand new airport in Williston on October 10th. Jim Olson, KX News.
And just today, the airport manager was on the phone with shippers and others trying to work out a way to resume delivery of the cement powder needed to resume runway construction. Right next door to Williston's new airport sits a major oil and gas production site. Many of the rigs next to XWA are owned by Oasis Petroleum, and the director of Williston's airport says they've been helpful neighbors. The company paid for the extra land needed to move the airport's main access road away from a busy set of oil rigs. Oasis also installed the new road, which should be finished and paved by the end of July. A horse race honoring the memory of an officer killed in the line of duty will be rescheduled. Rolette County Deputy Colt Allery died 2.5 years ago when he was shot by a man authorities were attempting to apprehend. Chippewa Downs and Belcourt initially scheduled an honorary race for this past Saturday, but had to cancel due to rain. Organizers have rescheduled the event for this weekend on Sunday. A ceremony honoring Allery is scheduled at about 4:30. Following that, 8 horses will race. Lawmakers are taking a look at a new Trump administration rule that would make sweeping changes to Title X. That's the federal program that provides birth control and other reproductive health services to millions of low-income Americans. Here's KX News' Anna Wernicke.
This is about abortion. This is about trying to limit women from having their full reproductive rights.
Illinois Democrat Jan Schakowsky says there's no room for politics in the exam room.
What we are looking at is the Trump administration deciding to turn back the clock. Women are not going back. This is not going to be tolerated.
A new rule from the Trump administration says clinics that receive federal funds will no longer be able to perform abortions in the same space where they see other patients.
It is addressing the fact that the statute says that these funds may not be used in a program where abortion is a method of family planning.
Dr. Diane Foley with the Department of Health and Human Services says the new rule means doctors can focus on other family planning services like prenatal care and pregnancy counseling.
This rule ensures quality health care for women.
But Cammie Jeffrey with the Women's Health and Family Planning Association of Texas says that would force thousands of clinics who rely on Title X funding to shut down.
When you are targeting certain providers, sometimes your impacts are much broader, and at the end of the day, the real impact is to the communities we serve and the clients we serve.
In Washington, I'm Anna Wernicke.
A federal judge temporarily blocked the rule from taking full effect in May. It could be months before the issue is resolved by the courts. Fair season has officially kicked off in North Dakota. McKenzie County was finishing setting up for the 61st annual fair today, and there's a little something for everyone. A carnival, 4-H show, rodeo, even a derby on Friday night. The fair has grown over the last few years to keep up with the expansion of Watford City.
There are a lot more people in town that stay in town, looking for something to do, some entertainment. So we have tried to gear our fair more towards them. We have a bigger carnival. We something other than the rodeo. We added the derby a few years ago for people other than, just try and get a different segment of the community.
The fair is free and runs through Saturday. Coming up tonight on KX News at 10, the Environmental Protection Agency today issued a final rule that affects a major energy industry. We'll tell you.